What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you watched my last video update, I let you guys know that I sold the C8 Corvette, which is sad. It is now gone. It's down in Reno, Nevada. But we did end up leasing this Blazer EV. It's a 2024 Chevy Blazer EV RS. I did get the all-wheel drive model, which is 279 miles estimated of range. And I did get, obviously, the RS package, which I didn't want to get the LT. The LT is too plain for me. The RS came with a bunch of other options that the LT didn't. Like, you get this cool red interior, which I think is just sweet. It is super cool. And also you get some other features, like you get the bigger wheels, which are pretty nice. But you also get some of the accents, like the piano black on the front bumper as well as on the rear bumper, just to offset it. And then of course those daytime running lamps are going to be different on the RS than they are the LT. On the RS, they go completely across the vehicle, and even the bow tie in the front lights up, which is really cool. Now, I've never owned an EV before, so this is my first time, and I have to say it's a little different than having a gas vehicle. With a gas vehicle, if you're low on gas, you know, you could just pull right into a gas station, and you might have to wait 5 minutes, 10 minutes to get gas, and then you're good to go. You can leave. On an electric vehicle, you can't just do that. You have to try to find a fast charger, and then you have to try to charge it as much as you can in the short amount of time that you're parked there. Now, I do take a bunch of trips, so I haven't taken one yet in this car just because I got a little bit of the range anxiety. 279 miles of range. Is that going to get me to where I need to go? And if I'm on my way, is there going to be a charging station available for me to stop and charge so I can get back up on the road? So I thought about maybe taking it to Portland and trying it out, so that way I can see how it is with charging on trips. And I know there's a bunch of fast chargers available out there. So we'll definitely have to take a trip and try it out. So some cool features for the Chevy Blazer EV are going to be, you have the heads-up display, which is nice. You've got a huge screen in the center console, which is super nice, but you can actually see it right there. It's absolutely ginormous. I mean, that's the size of my hand, and the screen is way bigger than that. You've got your top view camera, which is nice. Surround view, so that way if you're backing up or you're pulling into a parking spot, you can definitely see what's in front of you, behind you, on the side of you. And then part of the RS package, you do get the option of having this cool red interior right here, which is super, super cool. And you got the suede on the headrest, which is kind of a nice feature. You have it on the front too. And then you have the RS stitching in the headrest as well. I love the red interior. I had an option of getting an all black one or with the red. Of course, I opted in on all the red. Now, the cool thing with an EV is that you have a flat floor right here in the middle. So somebody does have to sit in that middle seat right there. They don't have to go spread eagle right there. They can actually sit comfortably and then be able to fit, not have to spread their legs. And there's plenty of leg room in the back. I am 5'7", and that seat is pushed back pretty much almost all the way. So there's plenty of room in the front. And I still have a ton of knee room, and then also a ton of headroom as well, sitting in the back here. It's actually pretty comfortable. And not to mention, you do have those vents in the back, which is really nice for your back passengers, so that way they can get some airflow. If it's cold out, you have the heater on, they can get some heat. Then vice versa, they can get some air as well. If it is hot out, they can have some air conditioning come out as well. And then also plugins for USB Type-Cs, and then also heated seats, which is a really, really nice feature, especially here in Oregon where it gets cold, rainy, snowy. And yeah. Then you have that keyless entry on all 4 doors. So that way, if you have your keys in your pocket, you do have to go up to the back door to unlock it. You can just press that button on the door handle right there, and then it unlocks that door for you so you can get inside. You're probably wondering, where do you charge this vehicle? Where's the charge port? Well, you just push that little button right there, and then this little door opens up so that way you can charge it. You do have your 110, your 220 plug-in right there. And then if you want to use your DC fast charger, you just take that little slot out, and then you're good to go. Want to close it, push this button again, and then it closes that door for you. It's kind of slow, but kind of a nice feature, so that way you don't have like a little gas cap that you push and then opens up. Kind of futuristic. The little door opens up for you automatically and closes automatically for you. So enough about what this vehicle looks like. Let's take it on a spin and see how it does. It's sitting at 193 miles of range. I've already done a bunch of driving, but the driving I like to do, I like to go ahead and put it in one pedal driving, so that way I can maximize my range. And especially being up here in one of my favorite spots, Mount Roxy Inn, it is all downhill from here. So let's see how much range we can regen back into the battery and see if we could build that back up. Maybe see if we can get to 200 miles or even more. So we're going to see that right now. Nice little gear shifter right here. Just pull it forward, you push it down. That puts you in drive. Kind of a nice feature there. Then also you have regen on demand, which you can just push that button in there, hold it down, and it will slow you down if you don't want to keep it in one pedal driving. Although I do highly suggest one pedal driving. I have my option at the model or mode high, so that way it just like wants to stop you when you let off the throttle. I hardly ever touch my brakes except for when I get in the vehicle to turn it on, and then also when I get out to turn it off. All right, let's head down the road and see how this does. Let's go. All right, 193 miles is what we're sitting at currently. So let's see if we can get that back up. Now, I'm not really an SUV type guy. I'm more of a sports car driver, but the Blazer EV has the style that I like, and then also the lease, I couldn't pass that up. And not just that, it's got a lot of room for my dogs. I've got a German Shepherd and a mini poodle. Sometimes I have to transport them places like the vets or a boarding facility if I have to go on a trip. So it is nice to have that room to be able to bring the dogs with me. And then also, if I have passengers with me, I can have them sit in the back. With the Corvette, you're kind of limited. You have one person that you can fit inside the vehicle with you, and that's it. So you can't really bring your dogs. One time I brought both my dogs in my Corvette, put them both in the passenger seat, and they were miserable, so I never did it again. So it's nice to have an SUV as a daily driver instead of a sports car. But that's not to say that we are not going to get a sports car, because we are, and we just need to figure out what we're going to go with. And as you guys can see, we're in the green right there. That is how much energy we are saving and we're recapturing back into the battery. And I am just hovering over the throttle, not even touching the brakes at all. And we are going downhill, which is nice. We're still sitting at 193. So I guarantee we're gonna get back up as soon as we get down at the bottom of the hill. One big reason that I went with the Chevy Blazer EV instead of any of the competitors out there like Teslas or anything like that, or Rivian, or Chevy makes a really good product, and the reliability of a Chevy is absolutely incredible. I can't stand Teslas, and it's just, they are everywhere. Everybody's got a Tesla, and so I'm not going to fall into the fad of being a Tesla fanboy.
Ew. Hell no.
So I got myself a Chevy Blazer EV. I absolutely love it. I'm very happy with it. The technology is amazing. And honestly, I would recommend the Chevy Blazer EV or even the Equinox EV over any Tesla Model Y or even the Tesla Model X. I just think for the price point, with all the technology and the features that you get and the range you get and the charging stations and just GM backed behind it, I think you're going to be very pleased. You don't have to sit there and wait for some Tesla mobile specialist to come out to your vehicle to check it out to make sure it's okay, or drive to a Tesla place to get it work done. Chevy dealerships are everywhere, which is nice. So as long as the Chevy dealership you take it to is EV certified and they have an EV tech that can actually work on the vehicle, you have more access to Chevy dealerships than you do Tesla shops. So highly recommend a Chevy EV, whether that's the Equinox EV or the Blazer EV. I think you'll be happy with either one. All right, so we made it to the bottom of the hill. We didn't gain any miles, but we did drive a few miles, and we stayed at 193 on the range, which is really good. We did get stuck behind a construction truck, so that definitely did not help us out with our range, because we were going very slow, not able to get the speed that we needed to go down the hill to regain a bunch of energy. So we were going very, very slow. And then not to mention we had that BMW riding our butt right there. So in the drive mode section, we do have a few different drive modes. I, of course, keep it in sport mode. So that way it's a little bit torquier. The steering is a little bit stiffer. And I definitely recommend, if you're a sports car driver and you get in an EV, you definitely keep it in sport mode, or obviously if it's snowy out, you put in snow mode, ice mode, or you can make your own mode with my mode. Customize it, make it to whatever you want. But we got it in sport mode, so now what we need to do is we need to find an area where we can do a launch and see how quick EVs are. I mean, you would think with no transmission, these things got to be pretty torquey, and they actually are very torquey. So let's give it a pull. All right, let's see if we can get the opportunity to do a quick little pull. These things are so torquey, holy cow. That feeling you get when you push on the throttle, I don't know if you guys can hear that engine type sound too. When you press that throttle, it just wants to kick you back and just go. I love that feeling. I wish it was a little bit harsher. I wish it was a little bit more hardcore, but for what it is, it does a good job. We are pulling into the garage from Mount Roxanne. We have driven about 10 miles, roughly, let's say. And we had 193 miles at the top of Roxanne. I only have 191 miles, which means we've only used 2 miles of range within a matter of 10 miles. So use the one pedal driving. I'm telling you right now, you never really have to touch the brakes. You regen all the energy that you need instead of letting it go elsewhere. And it is just a great way to get the most amount of range possible. So anyways, guys, that's the end of today's video. If you liked it, please drop a like down below. If you want to see more content for reviews and stuff like that, let me know. Also, let me know what you guys think about the Corvette.